Welcome. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all. Uncertain times, but we're all going to get through this together. My name is Barbie Morningstar. Yes, that is my real name, and I can't make that up. It's on my birth certificate, so there is no way that I can actually deny that. My parents did that to me. I have no idea why. At 50 years old, I still get the jokes of, "Hey, is your boyfriend's name Ken?" And I've heard it all. I really have heard it all, but I wanted to, in these times, I was having a little mastermind with Vicky, and I was talking about, my own situation because I'm in the restaurant industry. I'm a bartender. So, we're pretty hard hit. We were asked to close as a bartender. Now, bar business comes to a screeching halt. However, the restaurant continues to do takeout and delivery, which is great, right? But there really is no need for the bartender. So, I taken a little hiatus, but first, I may backtrack and just give you a little bit of who I am. I'm coming at you from Rochester, New York. I'm not down near New York City. I'm all the way upstate. I'm in between I'm in between Syracuse and Buffalo, New York. I live up on Lake Ontario. I'm literally 1 mile from the lake. And it gets pretty crazy up here sometimes, but I absolutely love it. I live on the water. 6 years ago, I was in a previous direct sales company, and I realized in that direct sales company that there was no residual income. And what I mean by that is, if you don't know what it is, take a minute and Google it when you're done here. Because if you can wrap your mind what residual income is, it's literally getting paid when you sleep, right? And over again for months to come. In my previous direct sales business, I did jewelry, right? Even though I loved the platform, I loved, giving a jewelry show, showing everybody, 6 ways to wear a necklace. I actually realized I was only appealing to women that wore jewelry. And you would really be surprised when you're doing a show, how many people, that you come around with a catalog and they tell you that they don't wear earrings, or I don't wear jewelry. So I was really only appealing to one type of person. And like I said, 6 years ago, I'm not an overly religious person, but I definitely was looking for another avenue. I was looking for another stream of income. And I thought, I really need something else. And I really believe when you put it out there in the universe, the vibe you put out, things come to you. And you really need to do your research a little bit as far as what it is, right? Now, it gets dropped in your lap, right? And I had seen some people I adored in that other business go over to this Neora. And I was like, where are you going and why are you going? And then they started to explain to me a little bit about the residual income, about appealing to the masses, meaning men, women, children. So I started to really go, really, what can you give me more? And every time I heard somebody talk about it, or somebody presented me with information, I wanted more and I wanted more. Well, somebody had given me a bottle of the night cream. And back then, 6 years ago, we only had 2 products, you guys. We had a night cream and a day cream. So when they gave it to me, it actually sat on my kitchen counter for 6 months. And let me explain why. Previously gone to a dermatologist for 20 years with my own issue. And I never forget November 2013, I walked into the dermatologist's office, no makeup. They wanted to check out what was going on again. And then at that time, he wanted to prescribe me an oral antibiotic. And I refused it because I don't want to be on any medications. Because I believe, even an antibiotic, I don't care what a small bit it is. I know they're necessary sometimes, but at that time, for what I was going through, I did not want any part of it. So I actually refused the medication and the prescription. And for the first time I had walked out of the office, I had nothing. I had no prescription, no nothing. And I thought, wow, what do I do with myself? So I actually said, you know what, now, what better time than now, right, to start using the night cream? So I did that night. And I'm just going to share my screen for a minute, you guys, and stay with me. See if I can get this. There we go. I started to use the night cream that night in November, and I'll never forget because the whole 20 years I was going to the dermatologist, it was literally, incredible what the night cream alone had done for my skin. And I was floored. For once in my life, I felt confident again. I wasn't scared to go out in public without loads and loads of makeup on, because even when I did do that, you could still see the issue. But to me, I was fooling myself because I thought maybe other people couldn't see it. And this is what I mean. Ooh, hold on, guys. Can anybody see my screen at all still, or no?
No, we can't.
Oop, hold on. There we go. Let me refresh. Stay with me. Because I wanted to just take a minute, you guys, and I really like to be transparent, and I'm not afraid to show my own before and after picture. So let me just share with you me. This is me. This was me on the left-hand side. This is my 20-year fight and a 30-day win for me. My before and after picture side by side. And all those little round, little red pustules, those were very, very itchy, very painful. And in a little less than 30 days, my skin had dramatically improved. You know, not only did I realize the redness and the texture and the tone that it improved, but what had already overall done to my skin in the 30 days, I was like ignorance with my hair on fire. I just couldn't stop showing my picture to a ton of people. And away my business went. And the picture on the right is my stomach. And that is my stomach after our magic eraser cream. And I'll go into that in just a minute. But one of the greatest things was when I started in the business, I realized that we have true U.S. patents. We have not only a formulation patent on our products, but we also have method patents. And those are some of the hardest to get. And realizing that we have these clean ingredients, we follow European standards. And what does that mean? That just means that everything in there is clean. There's no dirty ingredients. You can't find better plant-based products that are guaranteed to work than these very products. And when I understood that, I understood, you know, patented, then we had global exclusive rights to our patents. And I thought, well, then I'm protected if I joined this business, right? Leading up again to another reason why I joined this business is the man in the left-hand corner. That's Jeff Olson. He is our CEO and founder of Neora. He is also the innovator of the Live Happy movement. We just celebrated Live Happy March 20th. And for a lot of us, we were allowed lockdown, but we shared virtually all of our walls of happiness. And it was absolutely spectacular. So even in a time like that, everybody really needed a little bit of happiness. He also sanctioned the International Day of Happiness, and he spoke at the UN on this because a lot of people believe that when you get those things, those little things that you think will make you happy, then you'll be happy. It's actually the opposite. Once you're happy, those things start coming to you because that's the energy and the vibe that you're giving out. He's also the author of The Slight Edge. If you haven't read it, do it. Get it on audio. This is an incredible book which will change your life, not just in business, in every aspect of your life, relationships, jobs, your own personal development. It is an incredible book, trust me. And we also have a Neora rhythm that we all follow here. It's a duplicatable system, and we can all show you how to do that. We also have surpassed Coca-Cola as the biggest contributor to Big Brothers Big Sisters. That to me speaks volumes because here's a man wanting to make people better, and he wants to start that at the younger ages. And I think that is absolutely giving back to the community. We were also ranked #1 in 2015 in Inc. 500 magazine. Huge. The only next direct sales company next to us was It Works, and they were at number 442. I keep that book with me at all times because that is strength in the direct sales business. And obviously, Direct Sales Association, we're in the top 20 the last 3 years, not to mention the $1.5 billion in global sales. I can't wrap my mind around billions, but I know it's a lot, and I know we're leading the way. Currently, we have 17 products right now. We're in 13 different countries and actually growing. Obviously, you all know, and in these times, we're all seeing it now more than ever. Business is changing, you guys. Business is changing. E-commerce is unbelievable. I was just talking to Vicki about I wanted to get one of those hair drying wands. I can't get one from Amazon until the end of next month because they're just that busy. Everybody's turned into Netflix now, you guys. Everybody. Uber's down a little bit right now, but Uber Eats is up because they're delivering food. Airbnbs, the online shopping is off the hook. People are shopping groceries online, getting them, having them picked up, and it follows right in line with our own business platform of having an e-commerce business. And I just wanted to share a couple things, you guys. We really were built on before and after pictures in this company, and I wanted to share some personals of my own. The lady in the upper left-hand corner is one of my team members, literally 10 minutes down the road from me. It's Julie Winch. We actually submitted her picture for the 90-day challenge. She actually didn't win, but I'm going to tell you, you should see the lady who did win because her picture was also incredible. That's Julie. And then Cindy Smith, a sweet, sweet friend of mine. Cindy, that's her husband. That's 1 week with the Age IQ night cream and day cream. Absolutely incredible. We have one product in that night cream that it addresses 7 different signs of aging. And as you can see skin tone, texture, the discolorations. You can see the pore size is significantly reduced. This is incredible, and it just goes to show you that these products do not differentiate between male or female, your age, or any ethnicity. It just works on skin, and it just knows what your skin needs. We have Teresa Lay. She is a dear friend of mine. These are the 90 days of 14-month Illumidus results. And you can see, I love that she did the graduation. Whoever is talking, could you please mute? Thank you. And the graduation with the lightning, right? With those discolorations, with those dark spots, the black and white is really, really just killer. Friend of mine, Aylin Conlon, she used to live in Buffalo. She just transplanted down to the Carolinas. This is her son. This is her son, 8 weeks with our amazing complexion acne pads and the botanical cleanser. She said, she did actually, she said at one point, she said she did it on his back too, because he had acne on his back, as a lot of, teenagers and young adults do. She said, look at his back, it's healing, but he only uses it sporadically. Imagine if he used it every day, right? So again, this is one of the products that was actually published in Newsweek magazine not long ago. And all of the big box companies, you guys, were coming knocking on the doors at Signum Biosciences, and they wanted to know what this product was. And they said, no, we're sorry. We've given our global exclusive rights to Neora for this and all future products, which is absolutely incredible to be teamed with them. We have incredible eye cream, or the eye serum we have. This is nuts. But the girl on the left is Karma Hartwell. She's a friend of mine and used the eye serum. And I, even though I look at these pictures all the time, I get floored by them over and over and over again. There is just no denying. And these are within 2 to 3 minutes, right? Types of results on a safe basis, right? Some of those products out there, they come at you, whether it's on the television, and they claim to do the same thing, but they do it in a very harmful way. And they actually harm the pH, the delicate pH underneath your eye area. And that is really, really not good. Hold your roll, you guys. You remember me? I showed you my stomach picture with the firm. This is really cool because the girl in the upper left corner here, that is a Zumba instructor, friend of mine. She used to be a team member. She's a Zumba instructor. She could not for the life of her as much, and she was a Zumba nut, right? Doing it all the time. She couldn't get rid of the dimpling. She couldn't get rid of the cellulite and the dimpling. Enter firm for 30 days. That's what you got, right? The lady in the upper right corner, that is my friend Stacy. She is a preferred customer, loves the firm. When she starts running out, she is all about messaging me ASAP. What it did for her neck and her décollage is incredible. Not to mention the middle pictures, anything for your neck, any loose skin that you have underneath your arms, you guys, you gotta give it a try. And trust me when I tell you, we have a special right now that is, the person obviously that got you on here can tell you, but We always sell out of Furman. We sold out of it twice last year. Do not drag your feet on this if it's something that you're interested in. Definitely don't do it. The wellness chews, you guys. This is pretty incredible. The sleep formula and the energy formula, these are a godsend. I've been able to help a lot of my friends who were chemically dependent on like Ambience and the NyQuil Z and some of those, the Benadryls, just to fall asleep, right? This is really neat. Somebody had actually shared 6 nights taking my magical sleep chew. Best 6 nights sleep of my life, right? Longer sleep, more restful sleep, and especially now in these times, who couldn't use more sleep and reduce your anxiety and your stress level? And the energy chew, we have some nurse friends who absolutely love them. Within 20 minutes, there's no high, there's no crash. It's just nice, even focus, energy. We're helping a lot of people, really are, on a holistic, plant-based basis. That is incredible to me. Prolistic. I love the Prolistic. I will never not take the Prolistic lotion or the Prolistic lotion. I'm sorry, it's discontinued, but the vitamins. I have gastro issue, and I'm going to tell you, the bloat is one of the first things that went. And a lot of people thought it was like a weight loss program, but it wasn't. But what it was doing is reducing the bloat in your digestive tract, and immunity begins in your gut. So, kind of put 2 and 2 together. If you take care of that, everything else seems to kind of fall in line. I've never felt more calm in my belly, and I'm really, really grateful. This is actually a freeze-dried, patented formulation, so it does not need to be refrigerated where some of those other high-end products need to be. And again, here's something really cool, you guys, and I can't even give it to you yet, neither can the person that invited you, but we have coming in spring of 2020 is the ProLux. You heard it here first. This is our ProLux hair care management system. These are just some, we put it out at a limited time offer. These are just some of the amazing before and afters. And what I'm going to tell you is, what the picture is, right? It is the only product that will be on the market that has the IntelliGray technology. Remember it, IntelliGray, because it actually helps to restore your natural pigment. And for everybody out there, I've been using it now for 3 months. I'm able to go longer between washings. My hair is more manageable. It dries easier, and I get to go longer between colorings, and I know that will speak to a lot of people. But this is, again, these are products that speak to everyone. Male, female, doesn't matter who it is. Who couldn't use a little more hair in their life, right? Up here, not on my legs, not on my legs. But that's coming in spring of 2020. And I remember an article in Forbes magazine which said, the best time to join a company is when they're launching a new product, or if they're launching into a new country, right? Spring of 2020, we're launching ProLux. This is a totally different vertical for us. We have skin, we have brain health in our EHT, which is a whole nother subject I could go on and on about all by itself. And now we're going to be able to have hair. What a totally different vertical for us. So these are really exciting times for us. So I just want to take a minute, and I actually invited a few friends on here because, like myself, I'm affected by what's going on right now in this world. And this is the second time in my restaurant. This is the second time that I've come up against a lack of income. And I have been so thankful that my plan B has come through for me. It has absolutely been incredible. And it's enabled me to not stress. I'm still able to pay my bills. What's neat is that this allows me to stay home more and focus more on my business. Maybe because I was running around working doubles and doing stuff like that. But this is the second time in 11 years that I've been hit with a speed bump. And I wanted some of my friends just to come on here and share, their own industry and how this has actually helped them. And the very first one that I want to just offer her excellence is my sweet friend, Anna Camp.
Barbie, can you stop the share?
Yep. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yay. Is Anna able to unmute?
She should be.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
I had two screens
yay!
going at the same time. Barbie, thank you so much for that great presentation, and thank you for having me on. I'm on a
You're
camp. I live
welcome.
here in Southern California, and several years ago, I was faced with a really tough position. My background is in the real estate business, but also as a traditional business owner. And I was a traditional business owner through a very crazy set of circumstances. I had sold the company. I felt like I was going to be able to retire for the rest of my life. It was a sizable sale, and the company ran it into the ground, and I stopped getting those quarterly payments. And so that was a really tough time. I knew I had to reinvent myself, and really, to be completely transparent, my biggest fear in the world was sitting across the desk from a woman half my age who would be interviewing me for some job that I was twice as qualified for at my age, only to find out I was going to make minimum wage. And that was my biggest fear. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I hadn't planned for retirement. I didn't have any college education. I had no special skill at all, but I was introduced to this business, and I could not get over the before and after pictures. And of course, that led me to try the product, and then try the product on 10 of my friends. And when I saw the results, I just knew that we were onto something. I had no idea that it would become my plan A, that it would take care of 50,000 in credit card debt. I was actually on the verge of losing my home when I got started here, that I would be able to not only get out of all of that trouble, but save enough money for a down payment on a beautiful home, and then be able to make enough money to completely remodel that home with cash, and earn a couple of free cars along the way, and multiple 5-star trips. And you guys, it's just been magnificent. It's the most simple business in the world, and I love having something everybody wants. And I think, to sum it all up, the biggest thing that I've learned here is that when you can help somebody feel better about how they look, or how they feel, or how they're thinking, wow, that's a pretty big gift. But when you can help somebody financially change their financial direction, that's even a bigger gift. And so it's been such a blessing to be able to help a lot of people do the same. So thanks for having me, Barbie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I just am like, every time, somebody shares their story, because it really, really has been a godsend for so many. I've also asked Vicki Downey to jump on and, and share from her space.
Yeah, thank you, Barbie. Thank you so much. I too, similar to Anna, my husband and I had our own traditional business, and when we were first married, and with what's going on in the economy right now, we had something similar happen then. And some people have compared it to a war, and that's what happened for us. Back then, we had a traditional home auto accessory business. So right now, it would not have been considered essential. It was extra stuff: car stereos, alarms, window tint. And literally back in '91, when we experienced that first Gulf War, this is before some people's time, but literally our phones stopped ringing. So I'm speaking to the people out there that are traditional business owners, that you've had to close your doors. That's what's happening in so many states, so many countries. And I know how it is. It's horrible. And you don't know what you're going to do. You don't know how you're going to pay the rent, your insurance, your workers' comp, and your employees, and you're a small business owner. So this has been a godsend for us. When a friend shared Neora with us, we thought to ourselves, my goodness, why didn't we know about this years and years ago? And so I just encourage you, those of you that are small business owners, have an additional side gig. Yes, your business is going to get up and running again. I firmly believe that. I'm a positive thinker. I mean, it's happening for sure. But why not dig the well before you need the water? Right? That's always been my philosophy. And I'm so thankful for that, because now my husband is home with me and we build the business together. So thank you. Thank you, Barbie. Thank you for letting me share.
Oh gosh, yes, absolutely. I always say that, everybody's everybody has a story, and your story can help somebody else. So why not put it out there? Because, right, everybody needs a dose of hope, especially now. I also asked my great friend, Wendy Neufeld, to jump on. Wendy.
Hi. Hi, Barbie. Thanks
Hi.
for inviting
Thank you.
me. I don't do this very often at all, but I've been with Neora for probably about four plus years, probably about 4.5, I guess, right now. And I live in Calgary, Alberta, which is in Canada. And for me, I'm in the airline industry now, but from all of my career, I've been an esthetician and grown with the industry as it's become medical, etc. And I've seen a lot of different things throughout the year, products that have been disappointing, but also that have been pretty miraculous, because I've seen how science has changed. And I've always had hope that a product like Neora would be out there. So when a friend brought it to me, I was skeptical for sure, but I took a chance on it. And when I realized, and I tried it on a few of my customers and saw such astounding results with them, and for me, I even saw on myself where it filled out my cheek, because as you're aging, your skin starts to fall. It does, it loses its volume. And this one product was actually filling out my cheeks, and I was blown away for sure. So at the time, the industry, we were going through some troubles, and I did end up losing that aesthetic business. And but just before that, we decided to go ahead and start with the Neora, because it was that different. And we did a lot of body treatments that the firm was actually getting better results than some of the body treatments that we were doing. So a second stream of income for me at that time, until my partner said, it's okay, Wendy, you can do this. This is tough times. That second stream of income, which I really hadn't thought about, became really important to me. And I also, just after we lost the business, I also had a failed marriage, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm getting up there in age as well. And so this has been a blessing for me, because it has helped me transition into other jobs. And I was teaching aesthetics for a little while. And now in the airline industry, a lot of jobs are only part-time, so they don't actually fulfill everybody's financial needs. So for me, this has been extraordinary, and really has helped me as a transition person, but who knows where this can take you, because I knew that the U economy, that this was coming, and that everybody should have more than one stream of income. And this online platform, which is becoming very evident that it's here, this has been a pretty amazing thing to be a part of. So the products and what it's doing for me personally, as well as, again, what we can do to help other people, is pretty extraordinary. So very proud to be a part of Neora, and thank you for asking me to come
Wendy,
join.
thank you so much for sharing. What great insight. I almost forgot you were also an esthetician. And I asked another sweet friend of mine, Tracy Yerke, to jump on and also share where she's coming from right now in her space. Ooh, where'd she go?
Hi.
Tracy. There she is. Hi.
Barbie. Thanks for asking me to come on here. Tracy Yerke, Calgary, Alberta. I've been a barber stylist for over 30 years. So I got started with Neora just about 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, I opened my own shop, and I had no idea what I was going to do in my spare time. So building a new clientele, I had hardly any, a handful of clients. So a friend of mine had introduced me to Neora. And when I finally started my shop, I thought, I need something to do in my spare time. But I really didn't think I could do this, because I have no direct sales experience. I knew nothing about it, but she was really excited, and her passion kind of drove me to think about it and just go for it, even though I thought there's no way I can do this. So I just went ahead, and that's been my side gig now for almost 3 years with Neora. And now, obviously, cutting hair, which I'm not doing at all for who knows how long. I'm so grateful for this business, and I'm learning every day still from my leaders and you guys, from Barbie, from everyone around me, because our company's always been about being able to work online and with our phones, from our cell phone, from our iPad all the time. Only now we're doing that completely. And so we're learning how to do that very well. And anyone out there who, you know, lots of people aren't working. So, you know, talk to the person who invited you on, because I was one of those people that didn't think I could do this. And going from now my, you know, my side gig to my full-time job here. And that's what we can treat it as. So I'm super grateful that I have this. So thanks a lot for asking me to share.
Well, thank you for sharing, because like I said, you know, we're going to relate, every one of us, we're going to relate to somebody out there, and somebody's looking for a dose of hope. And, you know, I always said, if you had the cure for cancer, would you not tell everybody? And the answer is yes, of course you would. But I want to thank all of you for coming, those that were invited, you know, and I know it takes a little chunk out of your time for tonight, but thank you allowing me to sit in your living rooms with you pretty much. I'm forever grateful. And to all my sweet friends that gave their testimony, thank you, because your story is going to help other people. So with that, I'm going to stop the meeting, and I'm going to tell everybody to stay safe and to stay sane. And we'll see you soon.